All right, so we're out here in the beautiful Rocky Mountains in Colorado, and we're found this little creek bed here, and we're gonna go just hunting for some herbs because I'm in the mood for some tea. So
that's something.
All right, here we go on this little creek. Found some wild mint that'd go amazing in a tea. And over here we have our pine tree with these little knobs of fresh needles. And those are chock full of vitamin C, and they taste really, really good, so it should make an excellent tea. So we'll pick a couple of leaves here off of these mint plants. Fresh, soft little, brand new pine needles. Don't want to harvest too many off of the same branch and cause any damage to the tree. Just take what we need.
In this area, there's not too many spruce budworms, so if we take a few, it won't be a problem. But those spruce budworms destroy these trees.
There we go. It's a good handful. A couple of mint leaves, and that'll go good with 8 to 10 ounces of water. This here's got this from Pathfinder. And this is their French press cup, and I use that in conjunction with the Pathfinder pantry, and I really do like this French press. It's going to make a pretty awesome little cup of tea. So next step, we'll need water.
All right, so going to use a water filter. And what kind of water filter is this?
This is a Life Straw. I'm not sure what the model numbers. They have a couple different sizes of these, but it just has an internal filter in here, and you just fill the bag up in the creek, put that straw in, open up this little lid here, and then you can squeeze the bag into a bottle or just straight in your mouth if you'd like to. Today we're just going to be squirting it right into our tea bag.
Now we're going to add the water.
Yep. One of the awesome things about this Pathfinder cup is there are markings on the inside that tell you how many ounces you are. That's for like water purification purposes, or even just making a really killer recipe for coffee. Today we're going to measure out approximately 16 ounces. Pardon me. There we go. There we go.
Jasper, so in which pouch do we have the cooker?
Right here, we got our stove. I have a bunch of cooking stuff in this little pouch, and this Kafuru bag came with a bunch of these little pouches of different sizes. And I have my cooker right here. It's all just a matter of personal preference, but I'm not too big a fan of the little cans of butane. You know, you throw them away, and it just, we're buying that little refiller is a little bit complicated. And so this, again, another Pathfinder unit. This stove runs just right off of unleaded gasoline, so I really do enjoy using this stove.
Does it burn hotter than getting butane or propane?
I think propane might have a little bit more efficient BTUs, but with the gasoline, you know, you can carry a liter in this little container, and this has lasted me cooking. I've loaned this to other people during like a big holiday camp out, and this thing has been running 24/7 for 3 days, and I've only had to refill this 1 or 2 times in that whole time frame, so it runs pretty efficiently. Set that right there.
So you're gonna be running premium or regular?
This here is regular old unleaded. 87 octane, although I might get a little bit more BTUs running the 91. Alright. This stove does also have on this device here the ability to plug into one of those butane canisters. So this isn't a gasoline only stove, but paired with this bottle, it does work really, really well. Just give it a couple pumps and build up some pressure. And then crack this open just a tiny bit to fill the bowl to get it wet with fuel. Once it's wet, I turn it back off. I will grab my ferro rod here.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice.
And then you want to let that warm up for just a little while. Once you don't want the gasoline to completely evaporate, but the liquid fuel will come through the carburetor here, and it gets evaporated inside of this pipe, which is just their carburetor. And until that heats up, the flame is just going to be this really big, and although impressive looking, pretty inefficient at cooking yellow flame. After it heats up just a little while though, the flames are going to die down into a nice hot blue flame, and that's going to be far more efficient for cooking our tea. And now the flame looks like it's completely disappeared with a couple of those, with the exception of these puffs of yellow flame, and that's basically just running at maximum efficiency, so we should get a pretty quick and efficient boil here. We'll taste our tea.
All right.
Our tea just came to a boil. It's looking nice and green in there.
How long you think we'll keep it in there boiling?
I think 5 minutes is a pretty good round number for teas. There's some teas recommend anywhere from 3 minutes to 8 minutes on steep time. Mint is a pretty basic herb, and I think 5 minutes is a nice round number. So just want to check the color and see how well, if I added enough. Everything does look like it's coming along quite nicely. We did use the filtered water. If your water source, our water source has a little bit of floaties in it, so that's why we went with the water purification system. But boiling it for 5 minutes, you don't actually need to do that. We just did it basically for taste. But with since you're already boiling it, it's already going to be sanitized. So if your water source is clear enough, you wouldn't need to go through that extra process.
So I know that eating pine needles may not sound great, and maybe it's not. Let's try it out. Actually, it's got a very strong flavor. A little bit of a grass, but not full grass. It's pretty pleasant, actually. And then I don't know if you've ever had wild mint. This stuff's amazing. As a kid, used to eat this stuff. Strong. Love the smell. The smell is incredible. So I would actually suggest trying both.
An awesome looking tea here. We are gonna turn off the stove here, and I'm just gonna pour it right through the holes on the lid here. So let's see how much color we got out of it. That looks pretty good. So these pine buds are just chock full of vitamin C. After trying them, some of the bigger ones, one of the bigger ones that I had was so sour. It was, you could just taste the vitamin C in it. It was overall a very pleasant flavor. If you get them early enough in the year, that it's not like chewing a really tough pine needle. It's got the consistency of lettuce almost. It's an extraordinarily pleasant experience. So
the smaller ones, like these ones, are more tender, and then bigger ones like these ones are going to be a little less tender, but they seem to be a little bit more sour. So there's probably just more vitamin C in them.
And the sourness seems to be concentrated on the heart. The needles weren't too different, pulling the needles off of these versus those. They didn't taste too much different, but there was just a bunch of sourness centrally located in the heart of that bud. So
it's definitely worth a try. All right, let's see how this tastes.
That tastes awesome. That actually really did. The mint is really, it's the perfect amount of mint. It's still really hot, but I think that some people might want to put a little bit of sugar in there. I personally think that those pine needles add a pretty reasonable amount of sweetness. It's a pretty mild sweetness. The vitamin C definitely comes through. It'd be a great drink. Just camping if you just ran out of coffee or something like that. There is small PSA for women who are pregnant or may become pregnant. I have heard that these might not be the best idea for you, but as long as you don't fall into that category, this is a perfectly healthy and frankly delicious drink that you can just forage off the landscape. Yeah.
All right, it is hot. Yeah, it's much more mild than eating that stuff raw. You can taste the mint a little bit and the pine needles. It's a pleasant drink. This is definitely something you guys should try. We should try it with sugar.
Yep.
And
I've got some in my little pouch here. However, I'm not sure which one had the sugar in it. I think it might be this one.
all right, nice little tin of sugar. How much you gonna put in?
I don't think I'm going to put it. I only have a couple ounces here, so I'm probably just going to put in, I don't know, a half a sugar cube's worth.
All right, don't put it in the other one just in case it's not as good.
Okay. All right, slightly sweetened. That's not bad. That's not bad. There's such a little tiny bit of tea that I had left that I might have been difficult to gauge, and I might have overdone it by just a little bit. It is quite sweet now. Maybe just a tiny bit less sugar would have been better, but it definitely improved it.
Okay, so it is an improvement over just the raw.
That is really, really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that does add something to it. It tastes like an off sweet tea.
Yeah.
Not off in the bad way, but just different.
I think in sugaring that, less is more.
Yeah, I would say slightly less sugar is probably
Yeah.
better. What did you put in there, like a little spoonful?
I think I put in probably the equivalent of maybe a little bit more than a half a sugar cube, but I think that was only like 3 or 4 ounces of liquid.
Okay. That means a little goes a long way in this.
Yeah,
Nice. You want the rest since it's your cup?
sure.
Let's see how this tastes after that. I'm kind of a fan of unsugared tea. Here, try this after. You going with the sugar still?
You know, I like that. I think I like it better. The sugar definitely does add something, and if you're a sugar in your coffee type of person,
Or cream?
yeah, then that sugar's probably for you, just a little bit. I would recommend starting very, very low and adding as you need it. But I definitely give it a shot without it, because it's me being I'm a black coffee guy. And that
Yeah, me too.
That tea, I personally think, is almost the perfect amount of sweet just with the pine needles.
Yeah.
So
Time to clean out the pot. It's nice having water nearby.
yeah, it is. Ready for next time.
Yep.